Hey folks, it's another game of the night. Terry Crews and Roy Cruz here. We got a couple more games in action for you. As part of the NHL 26 is coming down to the near end. As for the new season, we'll start in for the regular season tournament for teams that never made it to the playoffs and will be playing in for the regular season championship. Part of each tournament is going to be from the bottom from both conferences between the Eastern and Western Conference, but there's going to be only one that will change things all. We'll see the next games in just a bit. But now, Columbus Blue Jackets face against the Detroit Red Wings. Starting goaltenders right at the start of it, we have his Merzlikins and Graves. But tonight's starting goaltender for the Columbus is Graves. And for Detroit Red Wings, we have his Gibson and Talbot. Tonight's starting goaltender will be Cam Talbot for Detroit Red Wings. And for my next broadcast partner, I will have his Me Phone 11 along with Son of Beast, and Clayton will be the third of the center ice for the start of their position. Let's have a look at the X-Factor players starting with Columbus Blue Jackets. One thing we're going to talk about it is Zach Werenski. He's the alternative captain for the Columbus Blue Jackets, and one of his pressure brings on with the Sunday pass and the tape-to-tape zones. With Kirill Marchenko, the other hand, he also has quick releases and the unstoppable, powerful reverse hits. It may not be lucky enough for him tonight, but this will be all a chance for him for his playing beings. Connor Garland with the spark plug in a no-contest zone is overpucking in the battle strength. Then with Dmitry Voronskov, as with Big Rig and spark plug, also has the same thing, but the puck protection only does for one. Then Adam Fantilli with the quick release and a no-contest zone with the shot release and puck battle straight. Then Sean Monahan with the tape-to-tape and the precise and powerful passes that gives him with the one lucky bounce. Then it's Mason Marchman with the relentless spark plug on the other side of it, destructive shoulder checks and his speed-boosting hits. Then it's Bone Jenner, the born leader and the captain for the Columbus Blue Jackets. Then it's Ken Johnson with the ankle breaker, and lastly is Miles Wood. Wheels lightly, skate speeding. Now over to Detroit Red Wings as we have one change off. Dylan Larkin, the captain for the Detroit Red Wings, he has the wheels along with the quick draw and born leader. With Lucas Raymond, he has a quick release and the pressure tee to show things on the building shot. Then Alex Timperkin with the only illy edges and the quick release. Then Mort Sider with the upper hand with the unstoppable Trelensis and the warrior hit. Patrick Kane with the backhand beauty and it goes with turn the tape and the ankle breaking. With Andrew Kopp, it's the only straight strategy faceoff ability on a faceoff win. And lastly, David Perron with the quick release and deceptive shot release. Quickly does the speed. That's it for the starting groups. Time to get down to business in Motor City, and we're ready for a big matchup tonight. We'll see you all later, folks, for the intermission and post-game show. Now it's time to get on Jackets, Wings, next on EA Sports. Motor City in Detroit. Hi folks, I am Meatfoot 11 and I am here with my broadcast partner with Sunday Beast and Clayton. This is Game of the Night. It bounced to beat the fans between Columbus and Detroit as we're ready for the puck drop. Frozen Biscuit is strapped and we are underway, ready to start for our matchup, and let's see what takes off. Starting goaltenders for the Columbus Blue Jackets, we have is Jet Praise. On the other hand, we have it's Cam Talbot, the starting goaltender for Detroit Red Wings. Moritz Seider will start things off outside of Evanson, Dylan Larkin with Rasmussen, and behind the back we have is Lucas Raymond. Lucas Raymond will start behind the cage before Detroit. He'll have to start off now finding the Seider, looks to Larkin. Finding Rasmussen outside, tries to look for Evanson, the other side for Larkin. Larkin the big chance to Rasmussen. And that puck gets slammed out of here. And this one will reset the group for Detroit. And Severson will now set it up to Marchenko the other way for Columbus. A shot, stop made by Cam Talbot on the first shot release. With the big hit in Detroit, here's Lucas Raymond. Lucas Raymond trying to watch his perfectionary, trying to look for Rasmussen, and Falk will send to Evanson. Here's one-time Rasmussen. That one chops it away. Mason Marchman will try to settle it out. And now here's Justin Falk, a transfer from St. Louis Blues as he sets to Larkin. He's over the Denver kick. In the shot motion, what a save by Jet Graves. That is the first of a save, and we'll see things from Mercer Kinsa. It's not just only optional, but that is a beauty to make that off of the great mark. With the shot blocked in the way by Denver kick, here's Detroit. Now send it off to Andrew Kopp. Kopp the pass, broken by Garland. Connor Garland right in the wing. Transfer from the Vancouver Canucks. That one is blocked up by Jarrett. And Falk will send it to Kopp. That pass broken left, and Werenski trying to scale up a group. Andrew Kopp back in the offense zone. Sends it around the net. It's Connor Garland. Columbus back the other way. Severson sends a deep pass. This will be an icing on Columbus Blue Jackets. 15:42 remaining in the first period. They'll get some time off in to get some weight and ready to get back in the show. Now to set up for the next face-off between Detroit and Columbus. 50% goes to Casper with the winning face-off. Johansson now has it again to Sedin Palenka. Appleton to find it Casper. Casper looks to Sedin Palenka. Big change up for Detroit. Casper finding again to Finney. Finney shoots it, saved by Graves. Graves will hold it down here as 2 shots on goal. It's on Columbus and Detroit. 15:05 left to go in the first period. Now we're taking a look at Connor Garland. The one thing that we really have seen is how he's getting a lot of angriness on the issue, but there's one more that meets the eye. How does it really change it out there, Sonny Peace? Well, the only thing about Connor Garland, he's really like giving all of his number words, and it's just out of spark plugging. He's putting a big reaction to this, and it's not really that you can much maintain to do for us. The only thing that I'm really watching this is Connor Garland. He's making that stumble, and this is how the hard one picks off. There's no reason that he was really changing it up and do the right thing. That's definitely what they're expecting for this one in for 11. The only timing that we are expecting for Connor Garland, he makes a spark plug, increasingly heavy hit. Transfer Vancouver, it's going to be a big change of it to his effort. Detroit moving around. Johansson now has it again to Appleton. Pass Johansson. On a shot, deflection off of Casper. And rebound by Appleton. Chance to Finney on a shot. This gives it away by Ivan Provorov. And here's Kent Johnson. Blue Jackets back in the offense zone. This will dump around the net. Off to Johansson. Detroit the other way, finding Finney. Finney on a rush. Hits away from the defender. This one will set a group. Recouping the puck, and that's Sedin Palenka. We'll have some new line grouping change. And this one goes back to Connor Garland. New line group change for the Red Wings as Rasmussen's back on ice. Sedin Palenka go behind the back of Johansson. Here's another one to Larkin. The Larkin pass, poking it up again. And here's Kent Johnson. As for the Columbus Blue Jackets, gets over to Connor Garland. Garland. Throw it away. Moving around a bit. Trying to look for help. And a save by Cam Talbot. Outside his shot is Moritz Seider. Finding over to Larkin. Under 12 minutes remaining in the first period. Larkin trying to look for the cut. And squeeze. Save by Jeff Graves. Lucas Raymond with the rebound. Finding Evanson. And Matejchuk takes it away. You know, that's bad habits when you're starting to go with some changeover. That's what they are expecting it to do for Columbus Blue Jackets. They really are starting to pick off easily. They could definitely try to change it over, and this attacking is going to definitely turn it off because when nobody is around, you're definitely going to have a hard time to get through it. Larkin trying to battle with the Evanson. Rasmussen shoots deep, saved by Graves. Rebound by Raymond. Back to Larkin, now finds Seider. Evanson shots blocked. Trying to handle a answer it, but Evanson given away by Coyle, and here's Mason Marchman for the Jackets. Finding Jenner. Here's Lucas Raymond the other way now. This will give to Larkin and pass back to Seider. Seider deep pass to Timperkit. Right to Kane. Shot! And blocker saved up again by Graves. Seider. Dish off to Kopp. Kopp shot. Evanson rebound. The blocking shot goes on Severson. Here's Marchenko the other way. Stick lifted. Slider gives it back. And here comes another 9-man Russian group. Kane. Unshot is deflected off and back to Kane. Looks to Andrew Kopp. Kopp. Period shoots. Saved by Graves. Graves will stop this piece with under 10 minutes remaining in the midway mark of the first. Now joining us here in the center ice, I will send it over to Clayton. We're going to start off for JT Comfort. JT Comfort is one of a really better savingist and the highest skills, so really change off doesn't mean a piece. They really have some huge opportunity on the goal. No change off effort would ever do the thing for Andrew Kopp. This is one of the hugest hard ability that they really try to change it on. This might be the one chance that they really did for anything. What happens with the other head of it, it goes with only one favorite. JT Comfort with the higher skills and bounty, and he has some quick moves to kick things off through. I'll be seeing things on JT Comfort. We'll start off for the players on this advantage offense that have some big range. Let's see how he takes. Back to you, B-Phone 11. Thank you there, Clayton. Now back to carry it. The other side of it with only 7:45 left to go. Cherry right around the back. And shins right over toward the wing to Dipperkick. Justin Falk on the outside, now fighting again with Jariah. He shoots it, blocked by Olivier. And Sillinger with the rebound. That's a lot of blocking shots that they're really doing for us. They really are starting to get a lot of bangles in there. They don't have a lot of chance to have that cleared out. After a scrimmage by Talbot, here's Falk finding the Dipperkick. Dipperkick waits. Looks middle, shine, backhander! Over and back out of the net is again by a save on Graves. Sends it deep to Nimpalico with the rebounding, and now he will swing to shine. Finding to Dipperkick. Dipperkick to Kopp. Kopp, battle along the boards. Back to Sandim Belika. To Patrick Kane. Rebound by Dipperkick. Back to Sandim Belika. Johansson. One-time Kopp. That deflects off the stick, and Cody Sillinger gives it back to Limonstro. Miles Wood. Wood on a chance. In middle shot. Blocked up in front. Dipperkick takes over. Now finds to Larkin. Larkin waits. Back out on the ice. It's Rasmussen. Edvinson. He shoots wide. Misses off the opportunity. Kane on the backhand shot blocked. Wood taken away. Now the Red Wings will have some clearing offensive room. Brings around the net. Rasmussen. Sandim Pelika finding to Edvinson. Shoots, glove save by Graves. 4:09 to go in the fourth period. They'll have a lot of time to get some next regrouping on. Now let's go over to the Columbus Blue Jackets, back to Clayton, and therefore we call it for honest chance effort, and therefore Zach Werenski. Zach Werenski really has a lot of hugest opportunities with the big take-to-take and some elite edges. This really must have been taking for his hugest take. Oh, the score! I'm watching this one making me for the lemon. This is on Lucas Raymond. Yeah, we know how that one would change up, and that is the first goal. You haven't tried on. Raymond, first of the day. Check what happened with the last part of it here before the lemon. When you're watching this here, watch what the pass goes. Ward Snyder gets it over to Lucas Raymond, and watch this pass here. Get the look at the backhander, and you have a little bit of a little room breathing here, and he might have to tip that in. That's chance, and that scores. That beats over Jack Graves with a great goal of the effort. Easy to say now, when this is no clearance room, you have to give the good look at the backhander and try to give that confidently and try to beat the blocker. That's where you get that first goal. That's a start off for Lucas Raymond. You got to start off your big here tonight to give it on. What a shot, and Lucas Raymond is the first goal to start for Detroit. Nearing the final 3 minutes in the first period. Well, that's what I mentioned to say about this for Lucas Raymond. He has a great backhander. Like I said before, Zach Werenski has a lot of the hugest takedowns on his own offensive. The sharp in the edges, and a turnover makes it great. I'll be watching here for Zach Werenski if anything brings in. This could be a challenge to take from here. Back to you, B-Phone 11. After the first goal by Lucas Raymond, here's Rasmussen. A shot is over the skater and stopped by Graves with only under 3 minutes in the first period. Well, this is a lot of energy quick here. You have no perfection. You just don't have the right choice to do this. Those guys are really definitely trying to pick up an last percentage on the play. They're really starting to make it mean. Larkin wins the draw. Evanson finding over to Sider. Sider to Evanson finding to Raymond. Outside Sider shot. Save up by Graves. Almost went unlucky, and it's back to Cobra. Big 4-liter attacker by Larkin. While Larkin had a lot of smash down in the kick. That really makes it fumble down. Larkin shoots deep. Save made by Graves. Back inside is Columbus Blue Jackets. Garland shots stopped by Cobbett. Sends it around the net. Lucas Raymond goes down with the spark plug by Connor Garland. That's really what they're expecting it now. Connor Garland, he wants to have a knock somebody over. And maybe that might be Mason Marshall that could have definitely had a huge help. Sider back to Raymond. Here's Rasmussen. The shot saved by Graves, looking up in the front of it, and it's another big stop made by Graves.
1 minute remaining in the first period.
1 minute remaining in the first period. Rasmussen. The shot misses the opportunity. Mason Marchman gives it to Marchenko. Here's the attack. Evanson takes it over. Now finding Lucas Raymond. Goes down along the boards injuredly. Finding Marchman. Marchman in middle. A chance shot stopped by Talbot. Talbot stops it in quickly with under 22 seconds in the first period. There's no way you have a lot of chance after it, and this is a lot of save by Graves, and you really are not seeing things quickly. What happens with this play, this goes back the other way for the Columbus. They're trying to get the attacker, but now it's Talbot. You got a lot of save in that. 7-1 face-off wins for Detroit Red Wings. They are starting to get their fierce on the end of the first period. The win by Fantilli. Jefferson shot. Save again by Talbot. Back to Justin Falk. 5 seconds remaining in the period. Cobb sends it to Brinkett, and he will clear it out of here. And therefore, we end the first period. Lucas Raymond starts with a backhand beauty. It gives a 1-0 lead on the extra. We'll take a quick break, and we will return to Detroit after these messages. Hey folks, welcome to the first intermission of the NHL Game of the Night on EA Sports. As we have some big action trackers going on, the timing is just quickly, but 1 goal makes for Lucas Raymond on the beauty backhander, and he has 1 goal to take that opportunity. The last time we've seen it in Season 3, he has 3 goals in his game as he beats the New York Islanders. That is one of a heck of a draw, and he really got done it all when he can. But for Mason Marchman, the other hand, doesn't have anything to get the shot often. He makes a hit and huge contact. It's big range, and he more than meets the eye. That could definitely gets away from this on the other side of it. But the coaches took chances there, and they're playing a strong effort. We really are doing this well, folks. Let's see if we can keep this up. Now we're going to start off here on the other side of it as the end of the first period. It was 15/7 total shots on goal for Detroit. Then it was 7 hits for both teams that they made a draw. Then it was 7:30/57 seconds for Detroit Red Wings over Columbus Blue Jackets. 92/89 for Columbus Blue Jackets. And 7/2 face-off wins for Detroit Red Wings. Let's have your facts in there for Lucas Raymond for Detroit Red Wings, Roy.
Well, I'm going to say that this is a quite opportunity line. This leg of the period doesn't really mean it's going to start off there quickly. But the sooner together, the more that you're really taking it. I'm really going to say this now, there, Terry. It's a lot of huge effort. No change-off would definitely have to be done. If anybody could definitely play it better, that's all they're going to definitely do. They just really have to start keeping an eye out to look for some goals on a string. Looks like Lucas Raymond's got a great start of it for tonight. And how about you, Terry, for Columbus?
Columbus is starting off. Jeff Graves is doing a savings on his own inbounding, but the Detroit Red Wings are making it, knocking him down over and over. They're really starting to have that pinch. It can be aggressive. May not be easy enough that they're really choosing it for. We'll really have to wait and see if this advantage could take on.
All right, thanks, Terry. We'll have to see what the goal makes here, if they could tie this up or get in an even strike. We'll send you back to Detroit as we end the first intermission here.
Now let's go back in the second period to start things all. B-Phone 11, all yours.
It's more than hockey. We're back, and we're ready to start the second period.
We are back and we're ready to see how they can handle this in the second period. Well, the big start of it goes on as I will send it over to you, Son of Beast, to have that first period recap. The only thing that happened with William Lucas Raymond is a big beauty backhander, and he's really starting to get that one at good confidence scores. That's really one of the start of it for Lucas Raymond to start things up, but now he's really back and joining a 9 on the ice. He's really starting to give us some cooperative to the team. We're really on a hustle here, folks. Let's see if we have a lot of ability to keep things up. This is why the Lucas Raymond really wants to start things up in his career. That can definitely start it off to make that improvement. Battle on the boards, here's Fantilli, as this will clear out for Columbus Blue Jackets. Pass behind Dorinsky. And gives to Marchenko. A pass to Severson. Shot. He raised the goalpost. Evanson the other way that time. Gives it over to Seider. Back to Raymond. Loop group here for the Columbus Blue Jackets. Evanson dumps it across. And then right again to Rasmus. Rasmussen finding Kane. Broken by Marchenko. Center. On the rush. Moves around. Close. Saved by Talbot. Back to Justin Falk. And here's another one for Patrick Kane. He's really starting to have a little bit unlucky contact here, but he's really starting to give it off. Goes with the slam down. Here's Kopp. Shot stopped by Graves. Columbus will take the effort here. As Brunson enters the zone to Coyle. Coyle to Olivier. Shoots blocked by Falk. Chariot around the pass the other way, and Patrick Kane will now give the pass again to Chariot. Chariot over now playing to Justin Falk. Detroit back in Columbus territory. Wings gives another new group change here as Johansson's back on ice with DeBrincat. And back on ice is Sandin Palika. DeBrincat shot's blocked, got him cut, and it's Brunson with the rebound finding DeFabro. Patrick Kane the other way for Detroit. Knocks him down. Charlie Coyle got the other way. Another hit here for Columbus. And Casper finding the pass to Appleton. Looks off to Johansson. Johansson waits, finds it again to Sandin Palika. Finney shoots. Save made again by Graves. And rebound by Casper. Back to Sandin Palika to Johansson. Casper, shot, denied by Graves. Graves has taken another glove save of his night, trying to keep it alive. What I know about Simon Evanson, he was really starting to make that one, knocking him down. That's big. Knocked down with the Red Wings, that's a rattler.
So a lot of time left to be played in this period.
Talbot and Graves seem to be like it's no big deal at all. Casper wins the draw. Johansson finding to Sandin Palika. Finney. Johansson, find Palika. Shot one. Can't help his team, and this one gets badly out of here. And rebounded by Finney. Johansson shot. Deflection. Stopped by Graves. Casper got it back. Still going. Here's Sandin Palika. Casper. He denied the effort by Graves. What a stop. 13:49 to go in the second period. They still don't really think that would be enough to have the answers, but this kid really took things up to a worse.
Casper wins another draw. Palika. Johansson shoots. He reached the goalpost. Sandin Palika finding to Finney. Finds to Sandin Palika. Off to Finney. Finney shoots. Off by Graves. Graves hold this on with only 13:15 remaining in the second period. And now a new group changing, trying to look for Adam Fantilli with the winning face-off puck drop. Another face-off win. That's 4 consecutive throws for Casper. And a bad turnover for Red Wings. Shot stopped by Talbot. Knocked him down. Marchenko get a little body board. Casper trying to kick it out. The Blue Jackets with the rebound. Wierenski fighting Severson on the shot. Deflected back to Finney. And now a new group change. Finding Marchman. Marchman changes to Fantilli. And Casper will now send it over. New line group change coming up. And there will be a delay penalty coming up on Columbus.
This will be a cross-checking and Falk the other way. That's definitely a bad news for a start-off for Columbus. They're not starting to get that oftenly. And they played it worse. That's not the start when you want to do for. You get that on the attack, you're not starting it off strong. Gasper outside of it, finding to Lucas Raymond. And looks over to Justin Falk, finding Raymond. Raymond to find a Falk. Falk looks to Raymond. Raymond shoots and glove saved up by Graves. And this will be an interference called on
Columbus
Mason
number
Marchman.
17 has a 2-minute minor penalty.
Well, you can see one time what
Interference.
happened with Mason Marchman that makes him hit that slam down. And he makes two guys go colliding each other. There's contact for Mason Marchman. And this one makes him hit. This is the first penalty on Columbus Blue Jackets. Now the power play is going to start things up for Red Wings. Red Wings will start their first power play advantage here with nearing the midway mark of the period. Power play needs to be settled in there because now that the Red Wings need to start doing this is what they need to do to keep it from moving in. DeBrincat shot off the glove and it's rebounded by Severson. And turnover. Larkin still got it. Excited to find Larkin. Hey, shoots. He scores! Alex Dickerson. It's a power play goal for the Wings. Well, that deflection only does this for now. Watch when you shoot this here from Patrick Kane. Watch it spread it and tries to deflect it. That's the goal. That's when you're going to give to Alex Dickerson a shot. When Patrick Kane gets a releasement, this is the deflection. That's a good start off for DeBrincat. Now that is a 2-0 lead. You really have that pass. You have that shot of a goal, and that deflects it. What a great chance. Patrick Kane with the first assist here in the power play, and DeBrincat his first goal. He's tied up with Lucas Raymond with 2 goals in each game. That's what I mentioned to tell you about Alex DeBrincat. You have to love it. You can't hate it. Rasmussen finding it again to Edmondson. Finds Sider. Sider to back to Rasmussen. Rasmussen lost the effort. No contest brings out the zone. This will find again to Johnson. Garland shot gloved up and swallowed by Talbot. Pass at midway mark in the second period. Still have a lot of energy room to bring in for Columbus. It is down by 2. Buck battle resumes. Larkin wins the faceoff, and Red Wings will now send it to Sider. The Wings back into the Columbus territory. Gives it to Raymond. Raymond back to Larkin shot. Blocker on a save by Graves. And Johnson will clear it again to Monahan. Monahan. Shot saved by Talbot. Quick release by to Lucas Raymond. Raymond around the back. Rasmussen can't get a shot here as Rasmussen's back on ice. Trying to get to Edmondson. And here's Andrew Copp. The send to Lucas Raymond. Battle along the boards. Rebounded by Sider. Sider gives to Rasmussen. Edmondson finding Rasmussen. Finding the Sider. And we'll get another new group change here. Edmondson will try to regroup it in. Back on ice is Mason Appleton. Sider. Outside Casper. Finding to Edmondson. Looks to Appleton. That one got a good stick of it. And it's been stopped again by Severson. Only 7:30 to go. Rebound by Columbus. It's back to Detroit. Sandin Palico. Right to Finney. Oh, bad change off here. This one goes right out of the way, and Talbot will swing it across to Johansson. He really had nowhere to get defensive effort. That really makes it clean, and this one it just turns over bad, and that pass went way wide. Casper to find again to Sandin Palico. Johansson. He shoots, blocked up in front. Marchenko with the rebound. Sillinger, the pass to Marchman. Marchman. It's in zone. High-man rush. Save again by Talbot. Johansson will now send a deep pass to Finney. Finney looks over. Trying to give the Kane shot. This blocks up. Finney gives it over and again to Cobb. Sherrick. Finney. Sending Palico. Sends a dump around the net. Kane gets banged from the board. And Garland taking a piece of it to swing it with 5:15 to go. Jenner moves in, he scores. There is now a board for Bone Jenner. That's his 8th of the season. He's really starting to get that clean afterward, and now this is no fun and games. It's my turn. And now that changeover makes it bad enough, and then pass off to Bone Jenner. This one fakes, and he just really didn't think there was going to be a chance. He just had it moving, and this one said, nope, not today. Bone Jenner just really made that backhander, and he got a good look. That's a great goal on the contact. When Bone Jenner has that squeeze in, that's the first goal after Matecha. That is right on it, and it's a 2-1 lead. Detroit cutting down by 1. During the final 5 minutes in the mid-period, they're starting to look for a clear room. Andrew Cup wins the draw, finding to Justin Falk. Falk finds DeBrincat. DeBrincat right around the net. And here's another chance to Sillinger. Coyle sends it deep. Justin Falk with a new regroup. And he's off to DeBrincat. DeBrincat got caught up by Matejchuk, and here's Olivier. Olivier backs to Jarrett. Sends it to Larkin. He's out of reach. And we'll have to try to reset things up and group for Larkin. Finds to Falk. Falk finds Rasmussen. Shoots deep. Another blocker save again by Graves. To Rasmussen. Off to Raymond. Here's another one to Slider. Raymond shoots backhander. Glove save by Graves. 3:41 to go in the second period. They'll get another regroupment here in Columbus territory. Centers are glided in whenever puck drop is ready. Larkin's up on the race. Face off. We'll put him for the win. It's back to Evanson finding Sider. Rasmussen shoots on off the helmet. Graves with the rebound. Tries to get to Matecha with only 3:13 to go. Graves is really seeing that going in there. He goes off his helmet. He could almost definitely go a blurry version, and he wasn't really sure where the puck was going to be out to it. The battle of it seemed to be impossible. That really makes him hurt. Wheels on attack. Stop by Talbot. Sider gives to Edmondson. Now the clear room to finder Lucas Raymond. Raymond is all alone. Oh, what a big cut-off moment here for Graves, and this one's back to Lucas Raymond to Evanson. Evanson finding it again to Sider. Sider find Evanson. Shots from deep. Provorov with the rebound, and back to Lucas Raymond. Here's Sider to find the Comfort. Comfort's back on ice. He goes right to Rasmussen, broken up by Miles Wood. Fires it all the way around the board. The Wings back in offense. Edmondson to find the shine. Here's Comfort. Comfort wanted to skate across from him for the backhand. Shine. Shot save made by Graves. Johansson finding Salim Velika. Final minute in the second period. Finding Johansson. Shoots one off the glove in the net. Shine gets back to Salim Velika. Shine. Shoots it. Rings the goalpost. And a save by Graves. Shine. Toward middle, he scores! JT Comfort! What a cut! It's now a 3-1 lead. Well, I don't tell that JT Comfort is really trying to get this in. Now look what happens to JT Comfort. That pass was given a squeeze in it. He was almost like he was out of room. And then this pass goes right in it. And that is JT Comfort. Goes between the legs, and then that goes right between off of the goaltender's stick, and that is right in the net. You can't stop down by JT Comfort, as all three guys have 1 goal in the game. Suffice to say, it is a 3-1 lead nearing the end of the second period. We'll see what happens with the next player to go who gets 2 of it or get a close game. That could be anybody game. I mean, you may never know how that will change out. JT Comfort playing again to Shine. 10 seconds remaining. Shine shoots deep. Saved by Graves. And it's stopped by Wawrinski. And this will set to Marchenko to end the second period. 3 wins is scored. 2 players scored. 1 for District and 1 for JT Comfort. It's a 3-1 lead. Be back after this break. You're watching the part of the Game of the Night of NHL on EA Sports. Hey everyone, welcome to the second intermission of the NHL on EA Sports. Roy and Terry Crews are showing what's going to change off, and we've got a big matchup to have that SmackDown. Here's how they did after the second period. 34 over 14 shots on goal for Detroit Red Wings. Then it was 18 over 16 for Columbus Blue Jackets. Then it turned to be 56 over 150 for the time on attack on Detroit Red Wings. Then 91 over 88 percentage on the passing effectiveness only makes a change for Columbus Blue Jackets. 15 over 4 face-off wins for Detroit Red Wings. 2-minute penalty kill was on Columbus, and a power play goal made with only 29 seconds. That's almost 30 seconds on the power play minute.
No big scores often, and they may change it oftenly without any luck.
Now let's over to you there, Roy, about Detroit. They are up by 2. What do you see the finish afterward?
Well, I can't make that one aggressively now. The Detroit Red Wings are starting to show that confidently he got a great look. I mean, no other contest would be definitely changing it oftenly, but the only thing that we really see things is that Detroit is starting to smack things bad. And one changeover could definitely be the worst is on the interference by Mason Marchment. He was really seemed to be desperate, and you was sure enough that, okay, well, they already got me. That really just definitely makes him what the head coaches were thinking, but this has to be done. This is not much discouraged in this effort, but a lot of timing needs to be the right thing to do for him. Now, I know what you were thinking about this one here, Terry. How do you see about Columbus Blue Jackets?
Well, the Columbus Blue Jackets are starting to get underway. They're starting to cook out, and they're really not getting a lot of big energy on a shot. You know, Bone Jenner only makes that goal. That's one. But the other ones seem to be like it's nowhere to be clearing it off. But that's really a changeover to make that worse if Detroit Red Wings can try to answer this. They arguing that there really is not much else to try to go back on the attack. This needs to be done here correctly. Not anybody gets the piece of this one here, Roy. They all need to change up to have that one-time effort. We're really starting to look for some goals here. Let's see what they have some answers in the second period. And now as for 2-point lead advantage, Detroit is kicking up the notch. Looks like they will be in the quarterfinals to try to keep it in.
Well, as we'll see how this one goes, I will now send back to me for 11, along with Son of Beast and Clayton. We'll see you all later, folks, after the game of the third period.
Now let's resume this and see what gets covered. All for you, guys.
The night continues as we are in and ready for the third period. It's been a long night here, but this will be all for anyone for the fans to head to the quarterfinals in regulation of the tournament. This might be what their changes are, but let's see how they done. Alright, Son of Beast, this might be for you. We'll have to see what changes oftenly and what does it take. Well, that really means to save it for Murd Sider and all the other guys. They're really starting to get a lot of pressure in there, and they're really starting to get that big play and effort. They really started really well. The competition wasn't mean to be like this, but as you see for now for Detroit Red Wings, they really got a little bit of a great knockoff. Get that back up and in. They really are starting to have some hugest crowd for the winning pleasure. They want to see how they can definitely do it. Here's Edmondson, the pass to Larkin. Larkin goes to Sider. Sider's shot glove saved by Graves. Here's Severson. The other way now, trying to give the pass up to Marchment. Gets a little cut motion. I-man rush saved up by Talbot. Rasmussen. Pass to Edmondson. He'll find Sider. King with a rebound on the big knockdown for Columbus. Jackets back in the other way as Zach Grinsky finds Severson and looks to Coyle. Coyle looks to Jenner and Falk with the rebound. He's off to Chariot. Chariot the pass to Cup. Cup looks to Kane. Patrick Kane again to Chariot. It's back to Andrew Cup. Kane shoots one, saved by Graves. Rebound by Charlie Coyle. A dock off the bounce board on the wall to Jenner. Jenner moves in, glove saved by Talbot. 16-18 to go in the third period, and they're ready for another puck drop after that.
Well, you see about Alex Simperkit, the only thing that we only have to talk about at last is how his precisely comes in for the heavy. The wishing was great, and I gotta say that this is the one best shot opportunity that gives it all a piece. And what happens with only one thing is Patrick Kane, he gives it right to DeBrincat with the deflection on the power play effort. This is a great score on contact to have that one block and defend. I will turn my attention over to Clayton and you see what his status are. What do you see about this play? Well, I really loved it. They're really starting to see how this can definitely make it work. And for this head coach, this is really what they're all expecting Education to do for. They really are starting to make that one ease in, ease out, and they're really starting to get that great goal and notch. This great determines how anybody can play it better. I'm really watching this one here, but this is a fan favorite for Detroit Red Wings. And Alex Simperkit, he might have it all that he can get. All right, thanks, Sir Clayton. Outside Falk. Ryanson swings, fires, save by Graves. 15:30 to go in the third period. Fans are really looking for a goal to smack down Columbus. Well, Cam Talbot had a lot of save of it. Check out his status. He's really has shown it off. One of his huge save, and this one is already over it. He really is stopping it big here from Columbus. That doesn't get us slowed down at this point. They really is trying to get fierced up. Columbus trying to enter with the face-off. Casper doing it really well. And this time, Sean Monahan sees the deal. And Zach Werenski back into Columbus to Detroit territory. Garland swinging misses. On a shot, pick save by Talbot. Casper lost that one. Monahan in middle. Biddy sends it out of here. Icing on Detroit. 14:49 to go in the third period. And now both teams are centered to be glided in for another puck drop ready. Well, you have a lot of save in this zone of it. For Cam Talbot, he's really saving it all. And not even John Gibson, he really had so much attempted to do for him. You see the last game against the Kings, but now therefore, Cam Talbot, he really had it all pressuring it in. That's just one of his hard work on effort to play it all and for once. Cam Talbot showing a lot of energy to the crowd. 3-1's the score. Detroit up by 2. Columbus trailed by 2. And a win by Monahan. It's back to Johansson, and a rebound by Monahan. Monahan shot close, save by Talbot. Tarim Paliko now has it again to Appleton. He's really liking it. That is a glove in the snatch. He has this quick motion. He's really getting it dependable. Bogorov. I'll send pass to Connor Garland. Connor Garland in motion. Tarim Paliko. The pass again to Johansson. Knocks him right toward the wall. Another hit by Columbus. Casper needs some forward change. And Casper stuck in the corner. Rebounded by Sider as he's back on ice. Here's Evanson. New Lou group change. And Sider. Pass to Comfer. Comfer getting away with it. The pass doesn't get across to James Reesnight. And back to Sider, finding to Evanson. Looks over the pass to Ben Reesnight. Pass to Comfer, broken up by Charlie Coyle. Coyle sends it around the net. Olivier. Jenner shot, saved by Talbot. And another big save. 2 times stopped by Talbot. Unwanted beer in the reputation as Sider with the rebound. And he will clear this zone now. Wow, what a fan reaction. I really was sharing up that Cam Talbot had a lot of great stuff. That's really a saving energy. James Van Riesnight. Pass to Falk. Larkin shoots. He scores! Shine! First NHL goal of his career. Well, only doesn't mean for one, and now he has one. Shine has never been one he is trying to get his goal, but this time now, deflects it, he really does it all. There's double deflections here. There's one in there and one down right off to the goal of the net. That's big deflections. That's great save when you're seeing this from Shine, and that is deflecting it off in one and ricochet from the other. That's really what they're expecting it to do, and Shine has finally got his NHL goal of his career. Larkin and Falk with 8:16 time on the goal. Kovarov will now send to Rasmussen. Falk gets it back. Finds Rasmussen. Rasmussen waiting patiently. Now finding the chair to Raymond. Rasmussen shot. Another save by Graves, and he makes another save. He can't get it cleared out. Rasmussen, Chariot, finds Larkin. Larkin with a quick move. Back to Chariot. Rasmussen shoots and saved by Graves. And back to Rasmussen. Block the shot. Rebound by Larkin. Pull. Another chance for Chariot. Behind the net. Take a swipe down by Lucas Raymond. And he gets a rebound. Oh, Raymond, he's on him fierce. This is a bash. You gotta knock that quiet out. Raymond, save on the pad by Graves. Mateja clears it out as he passed the midway mark in the third. It's back to Justin Falk to Lucas Raymond to find Larkin. Larkin knocks down. Falk takes the handle. Swinging underneath. Now Lucas Raymond shoots it glove high. Up by Graves. Justin Falk gives it over again to Chariot. The Wings push himself into the Columbus territory. Marchenko and Lucas Raymond will find Justin Falk. It's bad pass by Monahan. High-man rush. Stop by Telvin. Trying to knock someone over, and Lucas Raymond got a piece. No penalty on Detroit. Andrew Kopp waiting around. Got a little dancing motion. Kopp gives it to Evanson. Here's to Brinkett, back on ice. Kopp shot, another blocker saved by Graves. Olivier sends a pass to Monahan. Here's a 2-on-1 opportunity. That puts it up and knocks him right toward the wall. Patrick Kane the other way. Evanson finding the Brinkett. The Brinkett in the wing. Off the Slider. Slider to pass to Kane. Kane shot, never saved by Graves. Graves getting so much time effort, but he's really starting to get a lot of tiredness. He's starting to make some energy. He's got to start moving it quickly before it's too late. Fabro knocked him right again with the Brinkett. Full pressure's on. Evanson finding the Slider. Shine for two. Off of Fabro, rebound by JT Comfort. And it's passed, broken by Olivier. Here's Fabro. Sends it right off the wall and dumps it out. Slider now changes over to Van Riesnight. They'll have a new line group change for Detroit. Finds Slider. Outside his zone, Larkin. Larkin to deep it. Rebound in! He denied it! Oh my goodness! What a save by Jet Graves. Evanson got a little bit of an uncomfortable start, but Detroit trying to take advantage, up by 4. They don't seem to carry this optimally. That is another huge save, and he's really stopping it big. Rasmussen finding Evanson. Down to a final 5 minutes presented by Discover, and Graves will have it slowing things down again. Well, Graves really need to see this. And one thing happens with the Larkin, that shot save, and Evanson, and watch this quick motion. Then you see Graves, he's just making it quicker, and he was reacting in big to it for tonight. You can really see how he's rushing it, and he just puts a pad stop. That's one for Marculus on the saving and bounding. 1844 with 2:41 time on attack. As for Larkins trying to set it up on fire, and the rebounding it to fill it up, another good clearance to have for Edmondson to have it denied. Tanim Pelico to find a Rasmussen. Another hit goes down by Columbus. Larkin to finding for Raymond. Raymond! Backhander again! Severson got it knocked out. London show finding the Lewinsky. Raymond gets a little bit of disruptive pass. Trying to make him work. No interference here for the Red Wings. Johansson says a deep pass. Raymond got it that time. Sends it over to Rasmussen. That doesn't get through it. And it goes to Coyle. Marchman. Pass to Jenner. Jenner shot. Tipped in front. And he scores. Mason Marchman deflects it. And that one gets caught by the Detroit Red Wings player. And as Mason Marchman, they're down by 2. Well, ever since you see about Mason Marchman, and watch what this goes in. This rebound was a snack down. And then when someone caught off the stick, that's where Mason Marchman really goes right behind it. And then right in the crease of it, he just gives it back. That's really another offensive mistake and they're really starting to show things off. Defensive bad turnovers are on the Red Wings. Looks like that now Columbus are starting to get a little bit of fiercement going on. Despite to say of Mason Marchment, he is trying to pull things back into strength with 3:13 to go. Marchenko's shot's blocked. Kasper gives it over to Jarrett. Jarrett finds Appleton. Appleton slows this down. Nowhere to find. And Appleton outside of it. A send zone to Kasper. Kasper knocked down toward the wall. And he'll send him offside on Columbus, as Detroit will have to send it in the neutral zone. Who had the best player tonight? I will now send it over is Clayton. Well, as for Patrick Kane, he really has to give it a great deflection. He's really starting to show things off with the title crowd. And Alex Timbercat, he really has made a one magnificent save of his own night. His own ability doesn't mean he is really dropping it there. And only time is often about Alex Timbercat. He really enjoys it. He's trying to show about big here, and he really had to be good enough to change it off. That's for Timbercat of his night. Let's see how he handles it on the next play. Graves Clayton finding the Draft's first shot save by Graves. Only nearing the 92nd in the third period. 4-2 Detroit. So lots of energy going on. 6 number 11 face-off wins on Detroit. It's up by 2. And the win, now here's Matejchuk. Matejchuk sets to Marchment. Marchment fires, save by Talbot. Behind the net, Edmondson gets a smack. Approaching to a final minute in the third period. Here's Seider, enters the zone. Keeps the crowd roaring. And it's a shot. Back to Seider. Edmondson broken the stick and saved by Graves. And now here's Marchment. Extra attackers on. Goaltender rushes to the bench. Blocker save up by Talbot. And here's Patrick Kane. Can't get it clear. Kane shoots it deep. Provorov stops it. Provorov sends it over to Coyle. Knocked him down. The other way now finding the Provorov. Johnson with 20 seconds remaining. In the third, find Marchenko. Edmondson will now find Seider. Fans on their feet. The break it for T. The center zone. Provorov. Last push. And not a chance. That is all she wrote. Detroit Red Wings have now smacked down the Columbus Blue Jackets. 4-2 is your final score. Well, Cam Talbot was amazing end to this finish. All the credit doesn't give it out for him. He really had earned it. Thunderous applause happens to be in Motor City. Detroit Red Wings will be in the quarterfinals. They will face against the winning team in the second round. It only brings us one question to another. Well, along my broadcast partner, along with Son and Feast and Clayton, I'm Me411. You've been watching the NHL 26 on EA Sports. Be sure to check out for the last and final game of the Flames and the Jets before the in-regular season tournament. Don't miss up things here, and we'll see what gets next to win it all. Thanks for joining us, and good night in Motor City. So long, everyone. All right, Me-Fun, thank you. Time for 3-star players of the game. The third star goes to JT Comper with 1 goal and 2 hits. He only makes this with the 1 perfectionary on the pass. After Patrick on the cane, and this one gets over to JT Comper with the score, and he has it. The second star goes to the first goal in the game, Dominic Shine, with 1 goal and 1 assist. He only makes a deflection, and that's his first goal of his night. And your first star player of the game goes to Dylan Larkin with 2 assists and 4 hits. You never seem to believe it. On that assist, that playable is a big drive effort. And here's how they did after the game. 52/27 total shots on goal for Detroit. 31/25 hits for Columbus. 1932/302 for Detroit time on attack. 88/87 percentage for Columbus Blue Jackets on a passing effectiveness. 16/12 face-off wins for Detroit. 2-minute penalty kill only makes for Detroit, and 1 power play goal with 29 seconds. Therefore, we have to end this game, but there's one last game of the night to go, and that will be all for finish. And before the in-regular season tournament, which concludes for game of the night, then they'll be seeing things, what goes twice. Well, therefore, as me along with my broadcast partner, along with B-Phone11 and Clayton and Son of Beast, and along with my side broadcast partner with Roy, I'm Terry Crews. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you all for the last part of the game, Flames and Jets, at Scotiabank Saddledome.
With along with being said, thanks for watching, and so long for as well as the game of the night of NHL 26 on EA Sports. See you all folks next time, and good night in Detroit, Michigan.
If you don't, somebody will.